everyone, hope all of you are doing well. In the last 3 videos we have discussed previous questions and solutions of CBSE board examination from the chapter electricity of grade 10. Today we can continue the question paper discussion. If you have not watched till part 3, please watch it before going ahead with part 4. Now we can start with the first question. The question is from the year 2013. Question is, state the physical quantity which is equal to the ratio of potential difference and current. Define SI unit. Here we have to find the quantity which is equal to potential difference divided by current. So from Ohm's law we have the resistance is equal to V by I, that is R is equal to V by I. So the quantity is electrical resistance, and if we are putting that V is equal to 1 volt and I is equal to 1 ampere, what we will get? Then 1 volt by 1 ampere, that will be equal to 1 ohm resistance, right? So we can define the resistance as the resistance of a conductor is said to be 1 ohm if the potential difference applied across the ends is 1 volt and current flowing through it is 1 ampere, right? That is 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt by 1 ampere. Now we can move to the next question. The question is asked in 2011 and 2012. The question is, tungsten is used almost exclusively for filaments of electric bulb. List 2 reasons. Here we have to find the reason for using tungsten as the filament of electric bulb. So the first reason is resistivity of tungsten is very high because it is an alloy. And one more thing is that it does not oxidize readily at very high temperatures. That is why it is used as filaments of electric bulbs. The next question is from the year 2012. Question is, why is it not advisable to handle domestic electrical circuits with wet hands? Here we have to write down the reason why it is not safe to use the electrical circuit with wet hands. The resistance of dry skin is more than the resistance of wet skin. That is, the resistance of the dry skin is almost about 50,000 ohms, and of wet skin it is 10,000 ohms only, so that the current will be flowing suddenly through wet hands, because in the case of wet hands the resistance is very less, right? So if the resistance is less, the current will flow more. That is why we are not using wet hands to handle the electrical circuits. The next question is asked in the year 2013. The question is, how much current will an electric bulb draw from 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb is 1200 ohm? If in place of bulb a heat of resistance 100 ohm is connected to the source, calculate the current drawn by it. Here the potential difference and the resistance is given. We have to calculate the current. Now we can answer the question. What are the given quantities here? First of all, we can write down the given quantities. That is, V is equal to 220 volt. That is the potential difference. And resistance is given as 1200 ohms. Now we have to calculate the current. So which equation can be used to calculate current? By using that V and R. We have I is equal to V by R, that is from Ohm's law. So that we can write down I1 is equal to V by R. Now we have the values of V and R, so that we can substitute, that is 220 volt divided by 1200 ohms. So that is found to be 0.18 ampere. In the second part of the question, a heat of resistance 100 ohm is connected to the source. So that we can write that V is the same, that is V is equal to 220 volt and R is equal to 100 ohm. Here also we have to calculate the current. So which equation can be used? By using Ohm's law, we can find that is I2 will be equal to V by R again. Right. Now we can substitute the values of V and R, that is 220 volt divided by 100 ohm, that is equal to 2.2 amperes. Is it clear? Now we can move to the next question. That is, the question is from the year 2020. A VI graph for a nichrome wire is given below. What do you infer from this graph? Draw a labeled circuit diagram to obtain such a graph. Here from the graph we have to find the relation between potential difference and current, and also we have to draw the circuit diagram for getting such a graph. From the graph we can see that the current and potential difference are directly proportional, because as the current increases the potential difference also increases, and it is a straight line passing through the origin. This proves Ohm's law, and in order to get the circuit diagram we have to draw a circuit of Ohm's law. Now we can answer the question. Here we can see the current is taken along x-axis and voltage along y-axis, and the values of current are 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 etc. and the voltage is 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6 like that. Okay. Also the values of voltage for different values of current are marked here. So that is for 0.1 we can see that 0.4, there for 0.2 we have 0.8, and for 0.3 that is 1.2 like that. Then we are getting a straight line which is passing through the origin. Okay. That means as the current increases the potential difference also increases. This means that voltage and current are proportional. That proves the Ohm's law. That is, V is proportional to I, or potential difference is directly proportional to the current. In the second part of the question, we have to draw a circuit diagram to obtain such a graph. Here the graph obeys Ohm's law, right? So that we have to draw the circuit diagram of Ohm's law. For that we can start with the cell. So here we draw the positive, negative, then positive, negative, positive, negative like that. Okay. From the positive side of the cell we have to connect to a conductor or a unknown resistor. So that we can mark as R, and across the resistor we have to draw a voltmeter. That is, the voltmeter should be always parallel with the resistor. So that positive and negative we have to mark, that is polarity is also very important, and we can see the parallel connection here because the positive end and the resistance end are connected together, and the negative of the voltmeter and the other end of the resistors are also connected together. That means this is a parallel connection. And from the negative side we can see the ammeter. That means the positive of the ammeter we have to connect. From the negative we have to connect to the key. So that is marked as K, and from the other end of the key we can connect to the negative of the cell. That key has no polarity because there is no positive or negative, so that we can connect it anyway, and the direction of the current is marked with the arrow marks. This is the circuit diagram for getting a graph. Now we can move to the next question. The question is from the year 2018. A. List the factors on which the resistance of a conductor in the shape of a wire depends. B. Why are metals good conductors of electricity, whereas glass is a bad conductor of electricity? Give reason. C. Why are alloys commonly used in electrical heating devices? Give reason. Now we can answer the question. The first question was the factors on which the resistance of conductor depends, right? So it was the length of the conductor, and that is the resistance R is proportional to L. Also the area of cross section of the conductor, that is the resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section, that is R is proportional to 1 by A. Now we can answer the second question, that is why are metals good conductors of electricity whereas glass is a bad conductor of electricity. Here metals are good conductors because they have low resistivity and have free electrons, and in the case of glass it is a bad conductor of electricity because it has high resistivity and there is no free electrons. If there is no free electrons, it will not conduct. Okay. And the last question is, why are alloys commonly used in electrical heating devices? And alloys have high resistivity, high melting point, and do not oxidize or burn. Today we can conclude the video here. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.